It's a mixed school, yeah. No, she fair.
The boys are easy, I believe, to teach than the girls, are they?
It depends on the day.
What subjects do you teach?
PE and maths.
PE maths, lovely. Yeah. So here we are. We're set and ready to go. Actually, didn't get the referee's name, but I'll get that off Noel Houlihan. Nice to see a female referee out there as well. And straight away it's the DCU Cleda O'Sullivan. She's from Sligo, actually. Irish Rugby League player.
She is, yeah. Jeez, I forgot to say her, yeah. Played with her myself in Blackrock. Unbelievable player.
And she goes straight down the middle. And UCD were very unlucky last year. It's a pretty hefty tackle. I see one change. Is it number 23, Lucy Simpson, might be starting in the UCD team. Or the DCU team. And nice off load down the middle. We're a bit far from the pitch here, so it's hard to see some of the numbers. Forgive us. And it's a big carry and good recovery from DCU.
Need to be a bit quicker getting out of those rucks there. Those penalties are going to keep coming.
Would you have seen a substantial improvement in ladies rugby in the last couple of years?
Absolutely. And it comes from stuff like this. The college is putting in the effort, the money, the time, and you just see the results coming.
And UCD now, their familiar light blue colours, moving the ball wide on the right wing, trying to make a little bit of progress. Chrissy Byrne, and she's moved it quickly. Is there more emphasis now on moving the ball? We saw it in the men's game, in the men's colleges game.
I think we're trying to keep the game moving as quickly as we possibly can. It identifies weaker points in teams that maybe aren't as fit. So I think we'll see it a lot here. DCU will try to keep the ball moving as much as they can.
And it's really moved through the hands. A swift move from Cleda O'Sullivan. Actually defended very well, haven't they, from the drop off?
Absolutely,
UCD.
they have, yeah. Haven't entered the DCU half yet.
Yeah, and
there's some hard runs
control
going
set
in as
up,
well.
haven't they?
Absolutely, they do.
Moving it through the hands, and again, for once, DCU having to defend, but very early stage of the game. There's a nice little break, and well read by Cleda O'Sullivan. By Cueva McCormack.
There goes Cueva going in now.
It's Railway Union and Mullingar. I think it was Cueva played with the boys when she started off. That happened. A lot of girls players only got to 12 or 13 then. Not until there was no ladies teams when some of you started, was there?
No, absolutely. I started myself from Ratoath. No girls teams. Played with the lads from under 5s up until under 13s.
So would you consider yourself a Meath woman?
Huh?
Would you consider yourself a Meath woman?
A Meath woman I am, yeah, absolutely.
Born and bred?
Born and bred.
UCD have conceded a try. A penalty, should I say. Not a try yet, anyway.
Putting points on the board already.
It's a chance for Cueva McCormack. And that mightn't make touch. No, it hasn't. It's well claimed on the far side by Brooke Fagan.
Big hit there.
And Barnhall. Leinster under 18 and under 7s. Actually, I'm very impressed with the way UCD have started keeping the ball in hand, which is good. The out half has been very instrumental in a lot of the play so far. Cleda O'Sullivan taking it up to the break. Ball moves swiftly again. They're looking to go forward all the time. There's a DCU player on the wrong side there, but the referee doesn't see anything untoward. She's giving it the other way. I have to be honest, I think DCU are looking to get away with that one.
Absolutely. Very, very lucky.
I thought the DCU player was around on the wrong side initially. However, the referee is closer than we are. So we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Out half again. Cueva McCormack going to the corner.
Kick there.
It's a terrific kick. I remember her from last year. She's not your typical out half, and I don't mean that in any disparaging way, but she could play in the front row if she wanted, I'd say.
Absolutely, she could. She's a very, very versatile player. Yeah. She brings a different spin to the game that most 10s wouldn't really.
Yeah, what I liked about her from last year's, what I saw of her last year, she's very busy out half.
Absolutely.
She gets involved in the game, doesn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. She's definitely not afraid of contact.
So, first line out in the game. DCU inside the 22. The UCD having to defend for the first time in this game. We just played nearly 5 minutes. That's a good line out. Quick ball off the top sprung out by the, and right through the middle, and a brilliant run by Shifrini Vrian. Fantastic interjection there from Eileen Boyle as well, who's from Longford, and the referee has seen there's a penalty there, not rolling away. Will they go for the corner? They take a quick tap, and it's the number 7. Oh, that was quick. That was a brilliant try. Quick pick and go from Eileen Boyle, and that was a fantastic. Never plays without a scrum cap, incidentally. She didn't need the scrum cap that time, but that was really quick thinking.
Absolutely. Yeah. Have to be allowed to that quick tap there.
Yeah, she was heavily involved in the move previous to that, Nikki, wasn't she?
Yeah, absolutely she was. I actually think it was Cara Mulcahy. I think they may have swapped jerseys. I think Cara Mulcahy's playing 7.
I've done it many times. I've seen it happen when the defensive team switch off, and they did switch off that time, UCD, and they got punished.
Absolutely.
Brilliant thinking by the number 7, Eileen Boyle. First kick at the post for Caoimhe McCormack, who stands square on. Strokes it well, puts every inch of energy behind it, and does enough to get it over the bar.
Okay.
So it's a brilliant lead, 7-0. I think you'll take that as a DCU woman.
I can't complain.
And fair, you haven't been too biased yet.
Trying my best, holding my tongue.
Eileen Boyle with a quick pick and go, getting the try and the conversion from Caoimhe McCormack. And UCD had started really well, hadn't they?
Very, very strong.
Penalised by the referee, maybe harshly.
It's just now see how they come back from it.
We're in the home of athletics in Ireland. Billy Morton, the great athlete. I'm old enough to remember him, but
slightly before my time.
Thank God Nikki is not. DCU having to defend for the first time in this game. We're just taking the ball outside their own 22. Plenty of forwards out to take it on as well on the outside again. Great leadership from Caoimhe McCormack. UCD leaving back the fullback. The referee has seen another penalty. They're rolling away, I think.
Yeah. I think she'll be looking at that now throughout the match. They've given her that picture. Some
referees referee differently, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Some go hard on it and some allow it.
Yeah.
That's a good kick from Caoimhe McCormack. She's an unusual kicking style, hasn't she? She gets every inch out of the ball.
Absolutely, she does. She doesn't try and take the easy yards. She goes as far as she can.
She's an experienced player at this stage now, isn't she?
Yeah, absolutely she is. Like, seeing her grow the last couple of years in college, really, really come into her game.
Where are you teaching, by the way?
Out in Swords.
Oh, yeah, you told me that.
Yeah.
You're not too far from here, then.
No, not too far to go.
Again, well run then there. The lovely
strong line from Clara there.
Eileen Boyle loves to play out in the middle of the field, doesn't she?
Absolutely.
A real number 7's role. And UCD having to defend again. The ball in possession. It's taken on by tight head Eileen Phelan from Sligo. Moving the ball through the hands, and again a determined drive. UCD having to defend the ball is there for the scrum half. She does really well. Lucy Jo Egan. She's from New Ross, should I say, very close to the line and driven out over the line.
Great defence there.
Abigail Grouse. Were some of these girls in college when you were in college, Nikki?
Sure, I only graduated last year.
Oh, you only graduated last year?
I know a load of the DCU girls.
So you were on the team last year?
I was, yeah.
It's a great night in Carlow, actually, I remember. Wasn't played this late, though, was it?
I
think the ladies' game was played first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, last year, yeah. And that's, I think one of the reasons for that was you have two college teams in Dublin and Cork. UCC were playing in the...
Yeah, that was it.
So give them a chance to get home. Crooked line out. From a UCD point now, 20 minutes played, they just want to keep it a little bit tight, not concede anymore.
Absolutely. I think their defence has been very strong. Their defensive line's coming up together, going back together. I think they're being very, very focused on not being offside, so it's just now working on the breakdown.
What position do you play in, Nikki, yourself?
Second row at the moment.
Yeah. You look like you could play in the centre.
Back when I was in the DCU, I was centre, so you're not too far wrong.
That's popped out, moving it through the hands, running through the middle. It's outside centre Kieran Martin, or inside centre Kieran Martin, getting support. Still have possession. DCU leading 7-0 here in the Morton Stadium. That's a brilliant drive again. And UCD lining up. They've gone the
lovely
short
step
side. That's a lovely step from McCormack. Inside, setting the ball up again. Quick ball needed. Coming from the scrum half, she does really well, Lucy Jo Egan. And they're on a roll and a rumble outside the 22. Quick hands, and again it's Eileen Boyle who's taking it on. She's made an impressive start to this game, out through the hands of the number 10 again, and lovely take for a girl that looks similar in stature, Sifa Nivreen on. And again, they keep it tight of a variety, and that's a hefty tackle on Emily Jo White. She manages to retain possession. That's a big, strong drive from Caoimhe Guinan, captain of the team, driving forward. They're inside the UCD 22, quick ball. They're using both the forwards and the backs to create the space. Moving it wide, this time is out to the right-hand side. Dancing winger over on that far side. Caoimhe Hoy from Suttonians. They're still getting closer to the line. UCD having to funnel out and defend. It's very tight here. On again, taken on by the try scorer, the first try scorer, Eileen Boyle. She really super carry of the ball, and then they've created a space on the outside. The winger on the outside, maybe no, she'll go on her own. That's a super try, brilliant try. She had the confidence, the fullback, to go on her own, Emma Tilley. She could have, she was a little bit selfish maybe.
Look, you have to be in these
but she went, she had the head down, and speedometer was up, and she wasn't going to be stopped. Super try. They made, I like the way they improvised the backs and the forwards, and they created the opening as well. Very hard to defend against, Nikki.
Absolutely it is. Like, you can't predict kind of where they're going to go, but Shifra, unreal, those kind of runs. She sees a bit of space, she's in it.
Yeah. So Emma Tilley crossing.
Shifra Green scored that one.
Oh, was it?
13, yeah.
Oh, 13. I thought it was Emma Tilley, but Shifra Nibreen on. She's very fast, isn't she?
Oh, whip it.
Yeah. That's it's already 12-0. It's a chance to increase the lead. Tight kick here from here. She looks at the post, looks at the ball, steps up. She takes very few steps, kicks it really well. And that's 12-0. What you could really say is DCU taking their chances when they've gotten inside.
Absolutely, they have.
22, haven't they? What's been confusing for the UCD defence is the link-up play between the forwards, and particularly involved in that link-up play has been Eileen Boyle. She's been playing as a kind of a loose role, hasn't she?
Absolutely, she has.
She's been anywhere but number 7. She's been out in the middle of the field.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you have a forward coming at you like that, you know, it creates that little bit of extra space. It's hard to defend against. DCU having to defend from the drop-off. Look, very comfortable team. They're experienced. A lot of the girls this is not the first time to play together, so that makes a difference, I'm sure, Nikki.
Absolutely does. There's only a few first years there on the team. Yeah, absolutely. They kind of know each other's playing styles. And
there's Boyle again taking it on. She's been a powerhouse so far in this game. We're in the opening 12 minutes, 13 minutes. And again, getting it out.
Here goes
prepared to shove the ball, and now it's fullback Tilley doing well. Moving it through the hands, and again, Boyle there, instrumental. And driving it on, and UCD really under the cosh at the moment, and cleverly coming out of their own 22 with controlled play. DCU keeping possession of the rugby ball, and it's Lucy Jo Egan, and that's a dangerous ball now, and full back. Oh, she let it go. She's touched it as well. She's under pressure, so she has to be careful. And Ciara O'Shea.
Very good defensive line there coming up.
Didn't think it was a knock on, I have to say.
It was at the end there, yeah. Unfortunate for her. That's a tough ball to get, and then 3 DCU players coming straight up in your face.
Yeah, they're the kind of balls you really have to come in under.
Absolutely.
But it's one-way traffic at the moment. I think the wind is favouring DCU in the first half, isn't it?
It is in the first half. It's coming across down the pitch, straight in UCD's face.
DCU would have played in this pitch, wouldn't they?
Couple times, yeah.
Yeah, more so than UCD.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a link between the college and the stadium, so.
Is it a huge advantage, do you think, to have played here? Because you are a bit far from the crowd, aren't you, here?
You are, yeah.
When you're playing here, does that matter? You know, you've played here. Does it matter when the track is around you?
I don't think it makes much of a difference. You're focusing on what's on the pitch, no matter what's around you.
Yeah.
But
there's a chance again here. Another try. Oh, that's a brilliant run through the middle from centre. Cara Martin sets it up again. UCD having to defend again, really under the caution this opening 15 minutes. And that's DCU driving again, hungry, looking for that line, very close to scoring the try. We'll see who gets up with the ball.
Cara Mulcahy again for a second.
Yeah. Again, they really punished UCD for their mistakes, haven't they?
Absolutely, they have. They've capitalised on any opportunity they're getting.
And that came from, I suppose, the kick initially changed the whole pattern of attack, just to kick it.
Yeah.
And it was a kind of kick that was difficult to deal with, as you admit.
Absolutely, it was, yeah.
This is a chance, so this game is really in danger of getting away from UCD, isn't it, already?
Yeah, they're going to have to really come back now, switch on.
This is well within our capabilities, isn't it?
Absolutely it is, yeah.
Strikes it well.
Well slotted.
So from a DCU point of view, after 20 minutes to be 14 points in front, although we saw in the previous game the way UCC came back, but there's nothing to suggest at the moment. There doesn't seem to be any threat from UCD. They've spent most of the opening 20 minutes defending, really, haven't they?
Yeah, I think we'll really see what they're capable of once they get ball in hand.
Yeah.
They kind of get to get into their gameplay and really show us what they can do. Huge support here. Huge support from the men's team there.
Yeah. UCD.
That's a tough kick now to
yes,
take.
it's a good drop off. She
well
did
taken
well
by Saoirse.
Yeah, controlled it very well, didn't she? And takes it outside the 22. We might see a kick here. Will they keep it in hand? They have kept it in hand. Again, a little bit more pressure coming in from UCD. Really need to get their hands on the ball, UCD, to have any chance. And that's driven down the middle of the field by McCormack.
Definitely saw the space there. Let's see what UCD can do with it.
Yeah, they've taken it on a pace. They've gained 15 metres. Set up the knee quick ball now. See what they're made. We haven't had a chance really to see what UCD are made of yet. Now
nice
they move it
offload
through
there.
the hands.
Lovely offload again.
Yeah.
Big hit.
An opportunity. The number 8 is taking it on there. Evelyn Donnelly, the vice captain of the team. She was a loud Gaelic footballer, would you believe it, in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Do the two games complement each other?
I think they absolutely do. I think you can tell looking out there who's played Gaelic before, who hasn't. I think it's a very, very big asset if you've been playing Gaelic and you pick up rugby. I think it really gives you a good amount of skill set.
UCD won their first penalty on that far side. Physios are on. This is player injured in DCU. Can you spot who it is? I think it's scrum half, is it?
I think it's Cueva Hoy.
Is it?
I think.
Yeah. Well, whatever chance I have of knowing them, you should certainly know them, having played with them. We're a bit far from the action.
11, Cueva Hoy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's off there.
Is there ever any concern about injuries, Nikki? No.
I suppose, it's always
you
kind of
don't think about it, I suppose, when you go to it.
No, ideally not.
Yeah.
I suppose if you're thinking about it, you're kind of already putting yourself at a disadvantage.
UCD 19-0 down. They need to get quickly and get score on the board just to settle them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they should have very strong platform here from their line out. They just have to secure it and start setting up.
You've seen UCD this year, have you?
This year, no, I actually
Yeah,
haven't been down
yeah.
to many games.
You're playing yourself when they're playing.
Exactly.
Yeah. What did you make of the Irish performance last Saturday?
Look.
Mistakes punished them.
Exactly. I think it wasn't a case of France won. I think it was a case
panic at
Ireland
time.
lost it a bit. Yeah.
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 Efforts some game.
Unbelievable. Woman of the match for all of us.
You wouldn't be biased or anything.
Not at all, not at all.
UCD fine line out. Chance for them
Very
perhaps.
good
Maybe
ball
that's a
now.
great ball.
Oh, unfortunate call there now.
Crossing.
Crossing, yeah.
Pity because they certainly had them all well worked.
They had momentum there. They were going to keep going with that.
Yeah, they had the truck and train there. 19-0. Over 20 minutes played. I know you can't be neutral, but we'll expect you to be neutral. But from a neutral's point of view, we need UCD to make this game competitive, don't we?
We do. Look, it's all well and good winning the final, but you want to play in a good game of rugby as well.
Yeah.
You want to earn the win.
Is that an aspect of the set pieces, in my opinion, are very much an aspect of ladies rugby that has really improved?
Absolutely. I think the quality of coaching that we're getting has really improved, and as a result, the set piece themselves have definitely improved.
And it's important that the international team does well? Does that influence young girls to play rugby? And
Absolutely, it does. Sure, the whole can't see, can't be. Like, once you see women out there doing what you're doing at an earlier stage, it makes a huge impact.
Yeah. And there's Boyle again out in the centre, taking that ball at first centre position. It's a good tackle coming in from UCD. The ball is still alive and still with the referee has seen.
That was a very, very rough tackle there now.
Yeah.
Seems to be in a bit of bother there.
Well, I'm not so sure if it was a rough tackle, a yellow card should be issued. I'm not sure. We know we're a bit far from it, but she is going to have a word with the player.
It looked a little bit high, but again, we're miles out here.
Yeah. We'll give the player the benefit of the doubt. Frustrating for UCD at the moment because they can't get their hands on the ball, really.
Yeah. I think once they get into their own setup, they get to play their shape. I think it'll come back for them. But I think at the moment they're just playing back foot rugby.
I always feel once you concede an early try, you can plan you can have all your plans before the game. We'll do this, we'll keep it tight, and we'll do that. But when you concede an early try, then your kind of plans go out the door, don't they?
It definitely knocks the confidence. It knocks the game plan a bit, but it's how they respond to it now.
But certainly the most influential player for me is Eileen Boyle. She's playing out in the centre, out at kind of first centre, taking that ball a lot of the time.
Yeah,
she's even taken some of the ball that's meant for McCormick, so she's causing problems, isn't she?
Absolutely, she is. Yeah.
You know, when you have a number 7 running at you in the centre, you're going to take 2 people to tackle you, so you're taking somebody out of the game.
Yeah.
It's obviously a ploy that the team is.
Yeah, they're definitely poking holes in the UCD defence, and then they're causing them to bite in, and then the space is opening out for them out wide.
This is the most dangerous position on the field, a scrum almost in the middle of the field on the 22. I would expect that there's a move here.
Creevahoy is back on the pitch now, on the far side.
Great. Don't like to see any player go off injured. See the fullback is joining in there, is she? They might have a move here with use the fullback here, Emma Tilley coming in. She's standing behind the out half. Have to win the ball, of course, in the scrum first. You see Joe Egan from New Ross.
Very strong scrum there from DCU.
Yeah, she's doing teaching as well. And ball out.
Well done.
A lovely take and a off-handed load. Brilliant play again. Opportunity here. Fullback coming into the line this time, Emma Tilley. Quick ball needed. Does come quickly, and number 6 taking it on, Cara Mulcahy from Old Belvedere. Opportunity again, surely not for DCU to score again. Scrum half has it. She whips it out, and again moved on by McCormick, fullback running across the field. A coach didn't tell her to do that, by she's burned the opposition on the outside. She must be very close. Has set it up again. Danger here for the UCD defence. An opportunity for DCU to increase her lead, and driving through the middle as a try. And that was brilliant. Again,
that's
another
a hat-trick
move.
now there for Cara Mulcahy. She'll be absolutely delighted with that.
That's another try for her.
Yeah, I think Cara and Eileen swapped jerseys, so Cara is actually playing 7 and Eileen's playing 6.
Oh, so we're calling,
Yeah, so scrum cap there, that's Cara Mulcahy.
Well, I was depending on you to tell me, so I'm going to say I didn't know anything about that move.
I'll take the blame, so.
Actually, you would normally give out to your full-back for running across the field, but
You
she
would
had the
do.
pace to burn.
Absolutely, yeah.
She obviously trusted her pace.
Absolutely. Emma Tilley, pace to burn.
Yeah, and she set up that one. Old Belvedere, Emma. It's an opportunity to increase the lead. This game is getting away from UCD very quickly. We've 24, 25 minutes played. Could be a good night for DCU. And
Might be a long night for UCD.
yeah. Chance for Cueva McCormick. Her third.
Well struck.
Well struck. That one is
Unlucky,
just stripped to
slightly
the right. From a mental point of view, I'm sure you've played in games where you've struggled. Maybe you haven't. But how do you approach it now? How do UCD approach this?
I
now?
think it comes now down to just their own attitude. Don't know if you can hear the support there. Huge support there for UCD. So it's pushing on. Not
You
looking at
feel
the
you're never out
scoreboard.
of it, even though you're 24. You don't look at the scoreboard. You
No,
know, you
you
just
have
got to
to-
do things better, don't
Yeah,
you?
you focus on what's happening next, not what's just happened.
But what's really happened in this game, DCU have implanted their game plan
Absolutely.
on the field, and UCD haven't really had an opportunity.
No, they have
That's it.
barely had ball in hand here.
That's it. Gary Onan
Unlucky
again. Difficult one to deal with, but she's recovered.
And
Cara
she's got
O'Shea.
Ash covered there
And she's
now.
done well, really did well.
Well stay in pitch there.
UCD setting it up, and the referee.
Very quick defence there from DCU. Very, very quick.
And it's very hard to chase a game in rugby, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
And to be chasing a game after 25 minutes is even more difficult.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
That's a good kick again from McCormick. Cueva McCormick. Another line out and another maul possibly. So you were saying that number 7 is actually Cara Mulcahy.
It is, yeah.
So my apologies to Cara Mulcahy, because we were picking her out as number 7, but it's not our fault. We didn't put the jerseys on them, did we?
We didn't, no.
And you didn't tell me in time.
Look,
Who cares?
look, she knows now. I'm sure she's been counting her own tries.
That's a line out that's gone astray. UCD ball
Lot of
bobbling around the
bobbling
place
ball.
like a hot potato.
Brilliant leg drive there.
Yeah, it's a brilliant leg drive. UCD for the first time getting goal forward ball.
Let's see if
Big
they
ball,
capitalise
scrum
on
half,
it.
moving it through the lines. It's still number
Happy
7
while
taking
there.
it on. She's done well. Hannah Johnson, Railway Union. A couple of Railway Union players in the black row, Evelyn Donlan. And for once, DCU have been penalised. I think that's one of the few penalties they've conceded
One
in
of
the
two
start
or
of this
three,
game.
yeah. So what you need to do.
It's too
clear
far out
heads.
to have a kick, isn't it?
I'd say she probably could get it now, but I think they're going for pods instead.
They need to score. They're going to run it. Penalty move. Just take it on, set it up. Maybe move it wide.
That could be a DCU player over that now. No.
And that's one. Great change of direction by the number 10. She did really well, Cleena O'Sullivan. Sligo. And UCD with plenty of support here. You can hear them in the background. Opportunity to switch the focus of attack. They're still struggling to get inside the 22, however, as they attack the goal on the right, trailing 24-0. Opportunity here now, maybe. They moved this one swiftly through the hands. A bit of room here, perhaps. Maybe the winger did really well, but she's bundled in and actually is won back by the number 9 and is blocked down, but it's gone into touch, and it'll be a line ball or a throw in for DCU.
Great cover there by DCU.
First time we've seen UCD, their winger, the right winger, looks dangerous. Abigail Grouse.
Yeah, she got some
Abigail
speed
from
on her there.
Gorey, actually. I'm trying to count up the number of teachers on each side. We certainly won't be
a
short.
while counting.
We won't be short of teachers in the future anyway, Nikki. There's not enough of them anyway. There's not enough of you anyway.
Not enough.
Both primary or secondary. It's the first time we've seen a little bit of intent from UCD. It's the first time they've been inside the 22, actually.
Absolutely. So let's hope they get a taste for it and they want to stay down here. Good contest in the air there.
Well, one again. This time it's the number 6. This time it's Eileen Boyle. Got to get it right this time, and Ciara Mulcahy is wearing number 7. And again, that's a good kick, relieving the danger. UCD desperately need a score just to give them that little bit of a lift, don't they?
Absolutely, they do. I think that'll make a huge difference.
Is this an experienced DCU team? Have there been a lot of those girls been together?
Yeah, quite a lot of these girls would have been playing the last 2-3 years together. They know each other very well.
And is it made up of the different universities, the different DCUs?
Yes, so it's Pats and Glasnevin campus as well. The two are the one team.
That's a loose ball, knocked on. Knocked on.
See if UCD
referee playing advantage.
This.
UCD moving it through the hands. I see number 20 is playing scrum half. Is that a change?
It is, yeah. I think 17's on as well.
Yeah, you know Orla Wafer, don't you? Blackrock.
I do, yeah.
Is she playing on your first team?
She is, yeah. When she's around, she's playing. She's an unbelievable player. Really, really strong carries.
Yeah, just a little change at scrum half and taken on by the Cledo O'Sullivan, the out half. She's trying to get her team done her best. Get her team. This is the just outside the 22 DCU, keeping the ball in possession. Controlled attack now needed from UCD. They need support. Quick ball. Trying this narrow side again, and that's a lovely move, and it's the number 6 Claudia Farrell from Edenderry. The Offaly girls setting it up. Now they have the whole field to move it. If they move it swiftly with the side to keep it in. Drive forward of the forwards. It's 80 Cronin. Mullingar now they spread it. Is there a chance here to get something on the board with this brilliant defence? Brilliant defence.
DCU ball back. And UCD have known in the backfield. They're covering back now.
Yeah, they decided to take it on and set it up again. But again, great defence by DCU and a brilliant leg drive from DCU. This will be up in the air. No, it won't. Kept in hands again and raced through the middle. Oh, that's a lovely offload through the middle. Maybe an opportunity here. And set up again. UCD having to defend, going from attack to defence. And are really having to defend. Brilliant drive, determined drive by McCormick again, setting up the second phase, third phase perhaps, maybe even more than that. And again, another penalty conceded by DCU, and it's taken quickly. And it's a brilliant drive by the scrum half. She's heading for the line. Lucy Jo Egan, is she in? She's in.
Emma Tilly over the line.
Quick take by the scrum half. She picked and went.
Absolutely.
And cover was beaten.
Yeah, UCD need to be much quicker on those penalties. Set a line, set it early. Get back.
29-0, 31 minutes played. One-way traffic at the moment, and we've seen everything from DCU. We've just seen defence and we've seen attack, and all of it is, I think, they look a bit more experienced than UCD.
Yeah,
UCD look a little naive at the time, don't they?
Yeah, I think they're not trusting the people inside, outside them, and they're breaking the line.
But as I said before, when you have a forward, particularly out in the centre, it's very hard to defend because you're there and you're wondering who will I take.
Absolutely.
So you're creating that extra space, and there's a big difference in tackling a centre and a wing row and a wing forward or a second row coming at you. It's the first attempt she's had from that side of the field, isn't it? Oh no, it's the second attempt.
Furthest out one she's had so far.
If they keep going like this, I'm going to run out of ink in the fire off. Creeva McCormick. She gives it everything when she kicks it. Unusual kicking style. Has she put it over? Yes, she has. Wow.
Brilliant pick. She'll be delighted with that now.
That's 4 from 5 for her.
Not too bad, not too bad.
32-0. 34-0 actually. I'll get it right eventually. 31.
Get your calculator.
29 and 2 is 31. I think UCD will be disappointed with their performance.
I think they'll be having major talks at half-time trying to change this game.
We've seen glimpses of what they can do with the ball in hand, haven't we? But we haven't seen enough of it.
No, not.
They're not getting quality ball, which is their problem too.
Yeah, I think they're taking up a lot of one-up runners.
That's a knock-on.
So that could be.
That's the first mistake.
UCD can use this to capitalise. Let's see what their backline can do.
But DCU in this will the Swords, school and Swords be minus a teacher in the morning?
Not a chance. I take my career very, very, very seriously. I've done my college celebrating.
Nice to hear. There is a scarcity of teachers, all joking aside, isn't there?
Absolutely there is, yeah.
Is the school that you're in at the moment, is that pro sport?
Absolutely pro sport.
And what sports are predominant?
It's a huge basketball school. Basketball is massive.
Yeah.
Going to try and bring in rugby next year. See how we get on with that.
Get some of those big 6'3" basketball players to play rugby.
We'll have a team of second rows.
Because rugby is a physical game, or basketball is a physical game too.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
You never tried it?
I did in school, then quickly gave it up, focused on the rugby.
Chance for UCD, maybe they desperately need a score. And this is a chance. She looks dangerous, the winger. She's certainly very positive, Chrissy Byrne, but she's won back by DCU. No support there. DCU have it. All they have to do is just control it. For once, they've dropped the ball back there, but McCormack tidies up. There's been a knock on by UCD, and DCU a chance to control it down again. 34 minutes played. All one-way traffic in this opening half, I'm afraid. And always when you're struggling in a game of rugby, in particular, I suppose, in all sports, you look a bit disjointed as a team.
Yeah.
We really haven't seen what UCD can do, have we?
No, we haven't yet. There's just been too many little errors.
There's no question that we have McCormack controlling things out the back. She's standing behind the scrum this time, which would suggest that maybe she gets a decent ball. She might go for touch, or says that
Cara Martin.
She might take it instead of McCormack. Yeah, no, it's back to her.
Straight to
I was right. She's going to kick.
Lovely kick there.
Unlucky. Yeah, unlucky.
UCD wingers having a tough day.
Yeah. And it's taken on again by McCormack. No, it's not actually. It's number 12. It's the inside centre, Emma Kelly. Not Emma Kelly. It's Cara Martin. Support play is fantastic, isn't it?
Unbelievable. They're so quick to clear out their rucks.
Yeah,
there for the offload.
And
there goes
Cara
again.
McCahey going again. Offload.
Unlucky there.
Went to ground that time. It was been knocked on. It'll be a penalty actually. But the player that took the ball was deemed to be offside coming in. So a chance for UCD to clear their lines. It's 31-0 with a half-time whistle imminent here in Morton Stadium. It's a fine kick for touch. I'm not sure what UCD can do in the second half.
They'll have to try something different.
Because they varied around. I suppose one thing they could do is move the ball away quicker.
Yeah, I think they're doing a lot
Very
of one-up
difficult to do that unless you're getting good ball.
Yeah. They need to be securing those rucks, trying to shoot the ball out wide.
Line out. Even Ivweli from Galway Corinthians. She played minor football for Galway, incidentally.
She was playing with me in Blackrock last season. She's an unbelievable player.
Yeah. Constantly
working. If you see any pod now, she's the first receiver. She's always willing to take that ball.
That's a misplaced pass. Knocked on then as well, was it? Knocked on, unfortunately. Nothing is going right for UCD, is it?
No, absolutely nothing. They don't seem to have a lot of structure in their attacking line. The scrum half doesn't know who she's meant to be passing it to.
When you're 34-0 down, or 31-0 down, it's even more difficult, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And DCU are on their throats the whole time. They're not letting up at all.
And my observation in the first half, and this nearly half-time, DCU were a very well organised, very experienced team. I recognise some of the names from last year, so it's not their first final.
No, absolutely not. For someone that's their second, third.
Of course, the importance, when you're in a final, you don't really have to do anything different. Some teams think when they're in a final, I have to do this, or players individually.
Absolutely.
It's actually only another game, just happened to be a final.
That's another high tackle there
by
UCD.
Tackle. And it's taken on quickly by McCormack again. She really is at the fulcrum of everything that's happening with DCU team in this opening half, and they've a chance of getting another score before half-time. A pick and go inside the 22, getting closer to that try line. And the referee has seen, it could be a yellow card. No, she reaching for a pocket. We didn't see a yellow card in the men's game.
That's another try there for Cara Mulcahy. Absolutely unstoppable so far this game.
Yeah. Is that her fourth try?
Fourth, I think. Is it fifth, maybe?
I'm not sure.
I've lost count.
No, the first one was scored, but Mulcahy again, is it? She scored the first one.
Well past a hat-trick now, going for a double hat-trick at this point.
We weren't asked to pick a player of the match, so it'd be an easy job, wouldn't it?
So far, yeah.
Although I have to say, Caoimhe McCormack has been very instrumental.
Absolutely, she has. She's controlled every facet of the game so far.
She seems to be a no-nonsense individual, is she?
Absolutely.
Is she bossy out there? Sometimes you need a bossy number 10.
You do need a bossy number 10.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong in the wrong job if you're not bossy at 10.
Is that another one? That is another one. This game is definitely getting away from UCD big time.
More and more.
I'm not sure what they can do. You know, they're up against a very good team.
I think at this point their focus is going to be staying in the game, not giving up. Keep them out as much as they can. Try and get a score on the board.
Still
Great
trying to
take
play.
there.
Still trying to play in this first half. And again, the way DCU set up the ball, they always create the platform for a little bit of a blip and a little bit of a mistake. For once, the ball is dropped, but they still retain possession inside their own 22. UCD haven't been in there enough in this first half, and again, the strength and driving power to set up the ball. And I'm sure they made one. That's the first time they've been
there by UCD.
First time they've been penalised for that. Cueva Guinan.
Unfortunate there.
She must be 6'2" or 3", is she? Cueva Guinan.
Something like that, yeah.
Side to run. There's no point in taking a kick now. Nice to get points on the board, but realistically, they've got to take every chance and drive at the line as much as they can. UCD, it's a strong drive this time, creating an opening. First time they've had a real chance here. Move the ball wide. That's a lovely take by the centre coming in. An opportunity here maybe, and
another penalty. DC needs to be careful here now. Close and close to the line, they're giving away penalties.
No point in taking the kick. I know you might want points on the board, but
no, you'd want
they
to
need
try.
tries now.
They need a try. They need a few tries.
Chance. And the only thing is that it's a great drive through the middle. They're very close to the line here. An opportunity perhaps maybe UCD to get. That looks like a try. It is a try. So the lads, they got a try. Great drive. A pick and drive that time.
It was, yeah. Great work by the forwards there by UCD. I think first break there was by Abby Niwalia. Again, absolute powerhouse. That's
quick pick and go work that time, didn't it?
Absolutely.
And maybe DCU switched off a little bit when you're that much in front. But you'd have to give UCD credit for getting on the board.
Absolutely, they do.
And
DC may got a bit complacent there.
It was textbook pick and go, wasn't it? And
absolutely.
Controlled as well.
Yeah, I think that's what UCD's kind of been lacking so far in this game.
That'll give them a bit of lift now. Where this is surely the last action of the first half now. So an opportunity to make it 38-7. Their supporters will be happy. Looks like the scrum half is kicking.
Christine Coffey, I think it is.
Is it?
No.
Is it Hazel Kelly? Looks like number 9. Maybe I'm wrong. She kicks it very well, actually. That's a really good kick. Still injury time. There must be the referee blowing half time. She has blown for half time. So 38-7. It's a real tall order for UCD in the second half if they're going to get back into this game, but you'd never know. Maybe a quick score at the start of the second half would sow a little bit of doubt into DCU, but there's no doubt about the team that dominated the first half here.
Absolutely not.
Nikki, I knew I had the men's game under my arse here. Hi. Second half just about to start. We're back on air, and UCD know what they'll have to do. They've had their half-time team talk. They're going to need an early start at this game. They got a brilliant try just before half-time. DCU firmly in control in this game, and they'll want to continue where they've left off. Maybe UCD a little bit more positive with the ball in hand, which they'll have to be in this second half, and they've really been put to the cosh tonight. No question about it. It's been a tough game. They're going to need an early score, Nikki, aren't they? Nikki Gibson and Liam Spratt here. The conceded penalty again.
It was a much better start there from UCD, much stronger carries. Just need to keep the momentum going, to be honest.
Absolutely. Is there any particular reason that you picked DCU as the college to go to?
The course I got, I was happy enough with that.
Yeah.
And at the time that I was going into college, the DCU team had won, I think, back to finals. Like, I knew the rugby there was going to be top quality. So.
And had you played rugby before you went to DCU?
Yeah, absolutely. I played since I was 5, so.
Yeah.
It was one of the focuses choosing a college.
And when students are going to college now, do they have to focus on who has the sport?
I think it depends on the person. If sport is your priority, you'd base your course choices around that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's the make or break for a lot of students.
Okay. It's a very swift line out. McCormick again moving it through, and guess who's out in the middle? Mulcahy. I'm not sure if we can name a player that's ever scored as many tries in a game, and we're starting the second half.
In such quick succession as well.
You know her very well, obviously, do you?
I do, yeah.
Would there be close rivalry between yourselves and Blackrock and Old Belvedere and Blackrock?
Yeah, there would be, sure. Always is. It's just one of those old-timey rivalries. Always going to happen.
This is a chance again, DCU taking the ball, keeping it in hand. And UCD, who've been living on scraps in this game, they've won this, they've turned this over, however. And again, I love to see you now at half. She's not afraid to go up and tackle, is she, McCormick?
Not at all. Not afraid of contact at all.
Yeah. We need a couple of tries from UCD to make this a game, don't we? Make it interesting.
I'd love it. Much stronger, though, coming out. UCD really putting pressure on DCU's rucks. We weren't seeing much of that in the first half.
Absolutely. That's a good kick. Line out to UCD. Inside the DCU half of the field. Morton Stadium, famous stadium. They're actually knocking down the far side, would you believe it? They're building a new stand on the far side, and they're hoping to have an inside, they're hoping to have a short track on the outside.
Amazing.
So they're really improving.
Yeah.
There's a great buzz about athletics at the moment, isn't there?
There is, yeah, to be fair.
And of course the university athletics are coming up soon, and there's a good few DCU participants in that, aren't there?
Yeah.
It's a line out that nobody kind of claimed. Well,
no one seemed to want that one there.
It was knocked on actually by DCU. There wasn't enough height from the thrower, was there?
There wasn't really much competition by the jumpers either. Just one of those lines just didn't work.
And the contrast between the two teams now and how they approach the second half. DCU can do what they like, really, move the ball at will, and UCD are chasing, so, and when you're chasing you'll make mistakes.
Absolutely. So I think it's making sure that they stay in their game and not sink into DCU's game.
They're plenty of support anyway, UCD.
Absolutely. Support in spades.
And it's
very
a block
good
down.
charge down.
McCormick for once blocked down. Are UCD able to take advantage? It's definitely in the next score, but it's McCormick again who gets that. It's not McCormick this time, the boots, but she's outside, so that'll be an advantage to UCD. They'll have a line out closer to the DCU line. And in case you're looking on television wondering what all those things are, on the right we have where the discus, we have that lovely area there where the discus and the hammer, all those are thrown. And with the high jump down on the with the pole vault end down on the end, because we are in Morton Stadium and that great Clonleaf Harriers clubhouse on the far side. They've looked after us really well today. I don't know if you got it, but I got a lovely bit of curry.
I didn't know. I came down too late.
There you are.
Just about missed it.
You were working today. Change on DCU team. I suppose DCU now will use the bench, give everybody a run.
Absolutely, yeah. That's Saoirse Creighton coming off there.
She looks like she has a well-bandaged knee anyway.
Yeah.
Who's dominating in your league at the moment?
Railway top of the table, then UL Bows are second, and us comfortably in third.
Many games have you left this season?
We have one left in the league this week, and then we're into semis.
Okay, so you made the semis. Top four went to the semis?
Yeah.
Still have a chance of winning the league?
I'd like to think so.
If you had Aoife, you would.
Absolutely, for sure.
Do you have to accept that you're not going to have her when the Six Nations are on? Is that part and parcel
some
of
we
it?
kind of have to.
Yeah.
We have someone of that calibre. You're not going to see much of them.
Yeah. Line out to UCD this time. They got this one right. They got the height in on. She dropped it.
Unlucky.
And unlucky, and it's advantage. And again, McCormack, little side step, buying herself that 4 or 5 metres every time, which always puts the defence on the back foot. And it's taken on again, forwards and backs mixing it, setting it up again, setting up the ruck. A bit more contested, a bit more by UCD in the win it back, actually. That's really good. UCD driving forward towards the DCU 22. Ball there, nobody to claim it, but now it's been claimed by the out half. She got in there, and there's a lovely run through the middle from centre Chloe Raggett. Ball sprint. Is there a chance here out wide? Maybe UCD, but again, good defence, good defensive work from DCU. Ball still in hand, DCU, and the ball has gone to ground. It hasn't been knocked forward. There's competition on the ground for the ball. DCU have possession still, working it through the hands. Is there an opportunity for them to get a second try here this evening? They desperately need one. Not stating the obvious now. There's a chance here. Is the room on the outside? Pass not the best, but trying to make good use of his Brooke Fagan, who plays her rugby with Barnhall, keeping possession. DCU not letting them inside the 22 in fairness, but UCD a lovely little side step from Hannah Johnson of Railway Union. And now they move it. Is there an opportunity here? Is there an opening for UCD? They've inside the DCU 22. Ball swiftly out. Opportunity here perhaps, maybe. Switched out to the far side. And great progress made on that far side. And for once the DCU defence are under pressure. But they managed to successfully repel UCD. UCD coming forward again is a lovely ball. That looked like a high tackle, maybe, was it?
Yeah.
And the referee has signalled that it is a high tackle. We haven't seen any yellow cards tonight. I think, do you see many yellow cards in the game, the women's game, Nikki?
There's more coming in now, yeah. I think refs are getting a lot tougher. And I think the refs just giving Queeve there a warning to give to the team. I'd say she'll start going to the pocket if this continues. There's been quite a few high tackles now in this game. But that's much better play now from UCD. There's
no point in UCD taking a kick here, is there?
No. You'd want to be getting tries on the board.
Yeah.
And their line out doesn't seem to be working for them so far, so I think...
Yeah, that's a good drive through the middle. The pick and go worked really well at the end of the first half when they scored a try. That's well taken, great hands there. And they set up the ball. Opportunity here, they need quick ball, controlled ball. Have DCU got this ball back? I think they have, I think they have. It's really good defence. This time it's from Eileen Boyle, whom I credited with a lot of tries, but I blame you for that, Nikki.
I doubt she'd mind getting credited with them.
I don't think Cara Mulcahy will be too pleased with this.
No, she wouldn't be too happy now.
That's a chance gone missing, though, for UCD, isn't
Absolutely. They had such great momentum there going for them. And
when you get inside the 22, you really have to make the opposition pay, and it's...
Well taken.
It went back, actually. That went back. So UCD with a chance for a quick response. And, that's an interjection. Oh, here we're going to have another try here. They're going to chase her down. It's a brilliant run. Oh, it's a great tackle on McCormack. Brilliant clawing tackle. She just didn't quite have the legs to get there, but her quick eye for the intervention really was brilliant that time, and she's such a threat. The ball is knocked forward, so it'll be a scrum to UCD. Quiva McCormack again.
I think she's down
Didn't
there
hesitate.
Now.
She looks like a hamstring problem, is it?
Or knee, maybe. But I think, number 9 for UCD, she needs to be a lot quicker off the base.
Yeah, actually, it's not McCormack that's down, actually. But it was her break that created the opportunity. I'm not sure which one of the DCU players are down.
Really, really well read by Quiva there.
There's only one thing on her mind when she gets the ball. Drive forward.
Absolutely.
This is a competition that's really grown over the years, hasn't it, Nikki?
Absolutely, it has. Like a couple of years ago, it was only 3-4 teams, and now we're travelling all over the country there.
The advancement of women's sport generally has been fantastic. Ladies football continues to grow. Camogie continues to grow. Soccer continues to grow. Rugby continues to grow. And I think there's a different attitude from women, isn't there? Do you know that the more, I think personally, compared to the men, there's more get up and go. When they get injured, they just get up and go on.
Yeah, I think
Men
a lot
roll
of us
around
have.
like sissies sometimes, don't they?
I think there's a lot more to prove. We feel a lot more to prove. We're out there. We're being as tough as we possibly can, playing as long as we can.
My apologies. It's a UCD player that's down injured, actually. It's never nice to see a player going off. We saw in the men's game where the DCU captain, Shane, went off after a couple of minutes. He only got a couple of minutes of action. He pulled a hamstring.
No, it is unfortunate. Is it Clean O'Sullivan?
I think it
That'll
is.
be huge now for UCD. That's a huge loss for them.
Yeah. She was having a good game, but she looks to her knee is heavily bandaged in the first place, so she might have been carrying an injury into it. I hope she's okay. She's got helped off by the two physios, and she's obviously disappointed that she had to come off. And DCU on the charge again. Michelle McCormick spreading it out wide, or Quiva McCormick spreading it out wide. Chance again. UCD defending for their lives at the moment. Scrum half taking a step, maybe too much, but it doesn't matter because Eileen Boyle has set it up. Again, the scrum half is there to move the ball on Lucy Jo Egan. And that's a determined drive again by DCU. That might have been knocked on, but McCormick spreads it wide again. Two centres combining, a lovely step inside from Shifra Nibreen. And a lot of bodies online. And UCD, was that knocked on by DCU?
I think it was.
I think it was, yeah. So it's a scrum to UCD. 39-7. 17, is that 17 minutes, the clock? I'm so far away from it.
12.
We're far away from everything tonight.
Worst possible spot to be doing this from.
Should have brought a pair of binoculars.
Telescope.
That's a chance for... At least UCD have settled down a little bit, haven't they?
Absolutely. We've actually started to see their game coming into it. We'll see how it goes now without their 10.
They're missing their number 10 now. It won't be easy.
Emma Kelly slotted in at 10 though. She's very, very experienced at 10. So they're still in very, very good hands.
That's a good crisp pass their scrum half, hasn't it?
Unlucky there.
Oh, that's a mistake again under pressure, but they still retain the ball inside their own 22 and a pick and go. They're outside the 22 now. This DCU scrum half is lying on the wrong side, spotted by the referee. Will they go for touch? Trust the line out. The line out hasn't been that efficient either, Nikki.
Great so far. No, I think they're going to stick with their pods.
Yeah. It's taken on and driving in DCU to try and stop them. DCU don't have to take any chances now because the scoreboard is in their favour as UCD try and get into the DCU half of the field. With a bit to go yet. That's a high kick from scrum half. She does really well. She's Hazel Kelly. She slipped out half now to replace the injured Cleena O'Sullivan, who we see sitting on the grass there getting consolatory hugs from some of her teammates there. It's always...
It's actually an ex-DCU player giving her cuddles over there.
Is it?
It is, yeah. Emily Whittle.
Irrespective of what the scoreline is, nobody wants to come off in a game.
No, absolutely not.
The ball is won back by DCU again, quickly popped out. And again, it's Mulcahy. She's hungry to get more tries, but she'll have a bit to go at the score from there. Her own half of the field, DCU still keeping possession, 14 minutes played. And setting up the ball nicely. The referee has seen a penalty there. I'm not sure what it's for.
No, they just
It's
stopped
an injury,
it.
is it? An injury, yeah.
Another UCD girl.
I think it might be Chloe Raggett, is it? Again, we're a bit far here. Are you surprised at how easy it's been for DCU, Nikki?
I am. I expected much more of a fight here from UCD. Now, we've seen a lot more of it in the second half so far, but I did expect a much more fight from them.
Yeah.
I think Orla Wafer now taken to the pitch for DCU.
That's Aoife's sister, is it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, she's younger.
Younger sister. She's absolutely unbelievable. Carries she makes. She's so quick on the ball. And her line out is absolutely unbelievable.
Another injury. I'm sure the father and mother are here then somewhere. Oh no, they've gone to Italy probably. Well, they wouldn't be gone yet, baby. Aidan and Sam, I know them well. Samantha has done a power work and she's still in charge of ladies rugby in Enniscorthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rugby family through and through.
Yeah.
That's Emma Kelly off there now, so
that's another blow for
they're
UCD.
10 and the replacement 10 off.
Yeah.
Huge blows now for UCD. It's going to be tough for them to come back from this.
Who have they moved in at out half, Nikki? Maybe full back. Is it Cara O'Shea, full back? Not sure. And it's a put in for DCU as well. All they have to do. They haven't scored in the second half, DCU.
No,
surprisingly.
not yet. UCD have been holding them out very well. Their defence has been a lot stronger.
It's a very brave tackle, isn't it? Face on. You don't see it much anymore.
Absolutely.
He got away with it. DCU still retained possession. And the referee has seen
high
tackle. Michelle McCormick will just go for the line out, I'm sure.
Oh.
One. Has it been knocked on? No, it did go out over.
I think the linesman got in the way. The UCD winger, they're trying to take it in.
It's a line out. UCD with 2 injuries, so they've had to rejig their forces.
Very well stolen by UCD there. Just need to keep a hand on it.
Has Orla Wafer made her debut for Blackrock senior team?
She has, yeah. She's scored a few tries so far.
Where's she play on the wing?
Flanker.
Oh, flanker.
Flanker.
Like the sister.
Ah, yeah.
And a pick and go from second row, Cueva Guinan. UCD still haven't scored in the second half, but they've enough done in the first half. That's when the match has effectively maybe got away from UCD.
Here's Orla Wafer
driving
now.
through the middle now. Orla Wafer again. She's a bit similar to the sister, isn't she?
I think they're very different styles of play, the two of them.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great take. And it's taken 2-3 UCD players to stop that attack. And it's taken on by the number 5, Cueva Guinan. Again, McCormick in that pivotal role about half. And again, it's Mulcahy. She's hungry for another try, you know, Nikki.
She's hunting for it. She'll settle for no less.
And it's a penalty. Referee will play advantage. Will advantage accrue down that narrow side. They've been stopped. They still retain possession of the ball, so we're still playing advantage. And again, a drive into the UCD 22 who've held out much better in this second half. And in view of the fact that they've lost 2 key players in Kelly and O'Sullivan in pivotal positions as well. And again, the ball has just moved through the hands, and that's terrific stop on fullback Emma Tilley. They probably know how fast she is, so she got little ground, little time to move that time, but they still maintain possession. DCU try to drive in. That's a strong driving run. And the ball has been set up again, and it's moved out towards the left. It's with the second row, Cueva Guinan. And again, the mix of play, the interplay between, that's a lovely ball on the outside. Very little space there, however, to move. Good defence from UCD, but they are stretched now if the ball comes out. That's Mulcahy again driving forward, that number 7 on her back. She's a nightmare. I don't know how you'd handle her.
Honestly, yeah. You see her running at you, you're thinking twice.
Go down with a hamstring, would you? And this is a chance, DCU. Oh, they've knocked that on.
Diving for a line that's not there yet.
Yeah.
They thought they were closer than they were.
Yeah. UCD, to be fair, much tighter in defence in the second half, and I think it's their scrum, is it? They've been much, much tighter in the second half.
Much better. Like, their defence has been much stronger.
Maybe DCU's play has narrowed a little bit. They haven't spread the ball as wide as...
Yeah, I think Tilly, Cueva, they haven't got the ball nearly as much in the second half as they'd like to. The forwards have been fairly greedy with it, but
that's
rightly so.
There's another old Belvedere girl coming on, Charlotte Nagel. There's a lot of Saoirses on the team, isn't there?
It's cute, to be fair.
There's 3 on it, I think, now. If Saoirse Kelly comes on, there's 3 Saoirses on it.
On the pitch at once.
I have to tell you a little secret. I was refereed Aoife Wafer when she was under 17, under 18, and she came out the side of her ruck and hit me. And there was tears coming out of my eyes. And I was going to a physio for a month after. I was waiting for an excuse to stop the game. She absolutely riveted me.
She called for your substitute.
Absolutely. I said, I'm not doing this anymore. Luckily, I had the whistle out of my mouth, or they'd been down in my tummy. And UCD defended much better. The ball kept in play, is it? Touch judge on this side got in the way the last time, but
far side.
when she had to be across the line or not, she wouldn't have run into it.
Absolutely, yeah.
You have to give UCD credit. They've defended well in the second half, 21 minutes played, but they've offered very little at the other side of the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. It's now just capitalising off the ball that they do get, which they don't seem to be doing very well. I think that's the first line now that's made it to the backs.
And again, that's a hefty tackle, I have to say. Legitimate, might I add.
Yep.
And they won a penalty.
Not rolling.
And that's what they've got to do.
That's what we want to see.
That's what they've got to do. A real quick take and the move in the ball. Maybe at last trying to find a hole in that well-organised DCU team. And that's set up.
That could be DCU's, but no.
Favor, no. Scrum half is in there to dig it out, and now they move a little channel. That's a hefty tackle coming in. And that's another player injured.
No, I didn't think that was hype. I think ref might not be happy with it.
Abigail Dungan from Balbriggan.
I think she's going to her assistant referee seat. I think it was around the ribs, but
I didn't think it was high.
no.
In terms of how...
No, she's gone to the pocket there now.
That's pretty...
Unfortunate.
Little unfortunate. First yellow card we've seen tonight, actually, in the 2 games. 10 minutes in the bin.
Let's see now if UCD
Did
can
you ever get a yellow
capitalise.
card, Nikki?
A couple, yeah.
Oh.
A couple.
Have you been disgusted with them after when you get them, or how do you feel
Oh,
about
yeah, no. Close to tears, I mean.
Would you be talking to yourself going off, you gobshite, or that kind of stuff? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because you're letting your team down really in a tight game,
Yeah,
aren't you?
absolutely.
But sometimes adrenaline is flowing, so it's very hard to...
Yeah. And something like that, I think they'd been given the warning, DCU had been given the warning that anything that was going to be close to high, they were going to be going to the bin, so...
And that's a good kick. Sinead Farrell from Barnhall. She's a 2-time junior AIL winner with Barnhall, which would suggest that she's was in Maynooth College because they're linked to Barnhall. No.
They are, yeah.
Line out here, right down in front of us. First hand view of the line out. And that's a good win.
Much better by UCD.
And they're playing much better now, aren't they?
Unlucky.
High, was that high? And the referee
Unlucky.
knocked on. Excuse me. They are playing much better in the second half.
Very, very clear difference. Clearly they had some talk at half-time, and it's done its
Obviously,
job.
sorry, Nikki. Obviously, psychologically, when you're winning by so much, does the subconscious switch off a little bit?
I'd say to a certain degree. So I think it's up to DCU now. Like that yellow card, let's hope that snaps them back in, and they start playing at the same standard they were in the first half. Start seeing some more tries.
I think they've stopped doing what they were doing in the first half.
Yeah.
They're a bit more... I think they've narrowed a little bit in their play.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's safety first, is it? McCormick is not. Okay, she's shoveling
there
the ball
goes
on.
Shifra.
Brilliant break down the middle. And danger here, maybe the first score of the second half. And has it been finished off? It has. Down in the corner.
Just when we say they're going narrow, they go wide.
I'll depend on you to tell me who that is, because so far away.
I think it was
It's
Emma
nearly in
Tilly.
O'Connell Street.
To be fair, I think every back there touched that ball, so very much a back's try.
Yeah, it's the first time they got a decent run on the UCD defence.
Yeah.
And on the blind side, really good. I think that it's the girl with the long ponytail swinging.
Started off, Sheefany Breen made that break, and that is what she does. She sees a gap and she is straight through it.
It's the first score for DCU in the second half. Now in the previous game we had today, nobody was able to kick from that sideline over there. I think the wind might have dropped a little bit, but be a fair effort at the post. It's a really tight angle from Caoimhe McCormack. The fact that she played with the boys up to 12 or 13 mightn't have hardened her up a little bit, had it? She's someone you wouldn't want to meet on a dark night.
Absolutely
down an alleyway. Super strike. No, she fired everything. She wasn't far off, you know.
No, she wasn't. I could do that kind of kick in my dreams.
Yeah. 43-7. I run out of ink. I think Orla Wafer's under 20 still, is she? She's maybe 20.
I actually don't know what age she is.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus.
I know Aoife's 22 only.
Great take there by Orla.
Absolutely.
We name her, ball goes straight to her.
Yeah. So we claim this. Knocked on again. And the referee should not play at advantage. He's blown the whistle. That's been a problem for UCD too. They haven't dealt well with those hanging balls in the area.
To be fair, the lights down there, they are very, very, very bright. So when
they?
you're getting a high ball, it's hard to see
it. You can lose it in the...
Absolutely.
How would that team from DCU now, how would they compete in the AIL if they had to? Would they compete well if they had? I know they have players from other clubs, but they were to compete as an individual team.
Honestly, with the way that they're performing today, like they're playing so cohesively, like backs, forwards, the mix and match is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'd say they'd have a good shot with a few teams in the AIL. Absolutely.
That's the first time I've seen their scrum under pressure, but the ball is away quickly. And that's a lovely break to two centres combining really well. And the ball is loose. Opportunity maybe for UCD. Collision on the far side. UCD won this back. They might have, they might have counter-rucked that, and they have won possession. Well, the referee saw it as illegal.
They'd be
Coming
a lot
in from
more
the side,
aggressive.
is she shaking?
I think it was, yeah. They're being a lot more aggressive in the rucks in this half. Really, really testing DCU.
And finding touch over there. Cold evening here in the north side of Dublin. .28 29 minutes nearly played, isn't it?
Yeah.
Second half, 43-7. And the UCD fans have gone quite too, Nicky. They might realise the ghost is up.
Give them a few minutes, they'll be back on.
Yeah. You have to admire UCD's pluck for keeping going at 7-7. If you look at it that way, the damage is done the first 15 minutes, really.
Absolutely.
And UCD will still be hungry for more scores. They know that the bragging rights will go towards Cara Mulcahy tonight. She'll be hard to be near tonight, won't she?
Oh, stop. I'd say she won't be paying for a single drink.
That's knocked on. The referee hasn't missed much tonight, has she, to be credit? I notice the Caoimhe McCormack is playing a different role. She's just moving the ball on. She's not
carrying it as much.
She's saving her energy.
Yeah.
You can't keep doing that in the game, in fairness, at number 10.
No, you can't.
Running into second row forwards and back row forwards. Only so much you can do.
I'd put it to her, though. She probably could do it for the full 80.
Yeah. Scrum on halfway. UCD scrum. Are they able to manufacture or engineer another try to put a little bit more of a decent loss on the scoreboard? Because quite frankly, they've been much better second half performance. Scrum half can't encroach. She has to allow her to play it. New rules. Sure, it's the same in ladies rugby.
Yep.
Through the hands, and that's taken by the winger coming over, Chrissy Byrne. They still have possession, UCD, and again carrying it down the middle. All DCU have to do, in fairness, is just keep control.
Well
That's a
taken.
determined pick and drive from Sinead Farrell. And there's a DCU player gone off the feet, but the referee allows play on. They've got to keep the ball in hand. There's no point in kicking it
No,
unless they kick it in
absolutely not.
behind. They still have possession, UCD, and their familiar UCD colours. And they've gained a bit of ground. They've gained at least 10 metres, still possession. Ball, a bit of a wicked pass. It did go back, but it puts pressure on. Somebody getting a boot on it now. They have to defend, and it's Michelle McCormick trying to get in on it.
I think she's got it back as well.
Reminds me of ladies football that time when they were juggling for the ball on the ground, and DCU have it again. Again, a mistake by these UCD, punished. Just a sloppy pass, a couple of mistakes, similar to the Irish team last week when they made a couple of basic errors and they were punished for it. And the problem is that when you make mistakes at this level now, you do get punished.
Absolutely.
And that's a little improvisation. Good defence from the winger. She's having to defend, however. She's getting support. I think it might be the fullback actually getting support there from her teammates. And
very well done by DCU there. Unlucky.
Yeah.
But you could see Quiva and Emma shouting at Cara to boot that ball. They saw the space.
I think, to be fair, Quiva High was offside that time. I think and the referee, I don't think the referee penalised her. That ball didn't go to touch, so
No.
danger here again. Michelle McCormick will take it on, or Quiva McCormick. I've just rechristened her. And the ball has gone through, attack on the outside, the open on the left hand side again. McCormick's involved, but it's knocked on just at the crucial moment.
Unlucky.
But again, Michelle McCormick started that
Quiva.
move. Quiva, she was over on the far side then
Yeah.
to try and finish it off.
She's got some pace. She injects some amount of pace onto that ball.
But she doesn't look pacey, does she?
No.
No,
Hidden weapon.
not being disrespectful to her. She doesn't look a pacey player. I think her reading of the game is sublime, isn't
Absolutely. She's 3 phases ahead.
it? 32 minutes played, 43-7. DCU. Some of the fringe players will get a chance to...
Yellow cards back on.
Yeah.
DCU up to the full 15.
Oh yeah, they're up to 15 now. What's Graham Reynolds' background?
He's out in Balbriggan. He's a player coach out there for the men's side. He's been with DCU for the last 2 seasons. So he's coached me last year.
Is
Really,
he specifically in the ladies' side?
He coaches the men's team out in Balbriggan, and he's here just for
Yeah,
the women.
but
here
he's
just for the
specifically
women.
ladies in DCU.
Yeah, absolutely.
Andy is the rugby director, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's coached the men's.
Andy's a lovely fella, but he can be pretty strict when he wants to be.
I wouldn't want to get on his bad side.
No. He doesn't like telling you 2 or 3 times what to do. He likes just,
once
if you
and
don't
done.
get it once, yeah.
Yeah.
That's typical New Zealand attitude, isn't it? Now, he's a lovely man, and he's definitely improved rugby in DCU, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
And UCD, there's no point in having subs on the bench. Might as well give everybody a run, because it's a great occasion to be in an All-Ireland final, no matter what. You know. And the reality is, I've said before, these 2 teams might, DCU and those 15 girls might never play together again.
Yeah.
know,
Few final
I'm sure
years
some
on
of
the
them are
squad.
finished this year.
Yeah.
You be trying to poach some of them for Blackrock?
Maybe. Who knows? I'd say they're all
Are
fairly.
you on a retainer for that?
Lips are sealed.
Is there still a perception that... I don't think that... I'm kind of answering a question before I even ask you. Is there a perception that ladies rugby's too rough for girls? Is that perception gone, Nikki?
I think it's kind of going out.
Yeah. It's down to coaching, I think, though, really, that,
Yeah, I think because it's more popular now that it's not so much seen as a boys' sport, it's not a guy's sport, that it's just a sport. So, like, even growing up, I would be like, oh, you play contact, you don't want to play tag. Whereas now you play rugby, that's great,
Yeah.
you know?
And I often find, that that's the referee. Has she still allowed play on? UCD have it. Be nice to see them get a score before the end of the game.
Yeah.
You can say that now because
I can. Look.
36 minutes, 37 minutes played. You couldn't fault them for effort.
No, to be fair, they've come out in the second half a new team. Like they
so try
really,
a piece in the second half. Fairness.
Great drive there.
And losing a couple of key players then 15 minutes in the second half, one after the other.
Yeah. At 10 as well, both of them. Like that's a huge loss.
Yeah.
But they've come out and they have been pushing and pushing. They've been testing DCU's defence.
Yeah. It's a lovely take. Have you played in the Celtic Cup?
No, not yet. Maybe
some
someday.
of your teammates play with the Wolfhounds?
Yeah.
Is it a good competition? They say some of the best players are not playing in it in the other countries.
No, I think...
Is that being disrespectful?
No, I don't think so. I think they're using it as more of a platform to build up to the higher, to international.
Yeah.
Which I think is wise. Getting younger players in, getting them playing at a higher level.
Well, I have to say, talking to, as DCU try and keep possession, get something before the end of the game, I have to say, talking to Aoife and some of the players, they're still not being treated. They're being treated better by the IRFU.
Yeah.
But they're still not being, compared to England and France, they're still not being treated.
Yeah, sure. England are just next level. They are paving the way. That's where, every country wants to be in terms of rugby. That they're
just the standard bearers.
Yeah, absolutely they are.
There's a chance. It's a lovely break from UCD. Perhaps maybe they're able to manufacture something here. Scrum half getting in. Oh, that's a high pass and
unlucky pass there.
The crispness of the pass not there like DCU.
No. They're not helping each other. The passes that are being given. Handling seems to be UCD's biggest issue so far.
But as I have said on occasion in the match, did the referee, is there something there?
I don't know. She's gone to her linesman there.
She'll sleep tonight.
Saoirse going in there.
She had a terrific game, hasn't she?
Absolutely unbelievable. You can see the similarities between herself and Caoimhe, yeah.
She's probably saying, please take me off, I need a rest.
And she's flopped down there off the sideline.
I'm not sure what the touch judge saw here, but the referee is speaking to. That's the other sister, isn't it? Caoimhe.
Yeah.
No yellow card issue this time, but it is advantage to UCD.
Oh, no arms tackle it was.
So a chance for UCD maybe to get something out of this game. A determined drive by number 8, Evelyn Donnelly. Again, they've shown great courage, UCD. Are they able to manufacture one sky try before the end of the game? And again, they haven't been afraid to take. That's a hefty tackle and just brushed off her opponent inside the 22. DCU and the UCD fans are back shouting.
Batters are back in
the last 2 minutes of this game, and again it's advantage UCD. No, it's not actually.
Forward pass by UCD there.
Yeah. That's why you were here, you see, to notice those things, Nikki. It's a great occasion for ladies rugby, isn't it?
Unbelievable, it really is.
Are you a bit like Rachel Blackmore? You want to be treated just as rugby players, not called ladies, just called rugby players, or is it different?
I think to a certain degree, yeah. I think
she's competing against men, of course, in her sport, so it's entirely different, I suppose.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, rugby is rugby. The rules are the exact same across the board. A rugby player is a rugby player. Do you know? The way I see it.
Has it gained respect amongst the male fraternity?
I think it has. I think even looking at the men's squad here, hanging back watching the game, which is something that always happens. We always seem to be playing our finals one after the other. So there is great support between the two squads, for UCD and DCU.
Yeah. That's really been problematic for the UCD team tonight, but Lucy Hart is going to take this on. She runs into a little bit of traffic. We're playing in injury time here in the women's final, the colleges final. It's been a terrific night's rugby And that's a good tackle coming in. UCD have showed a real spirit. Oh no.
Unlucky.
Unlucky. The referee has signalled.
Oh, she seems to be in a bit of bother there.
She is actually. That's the third. Oh, she's in trouble. Sadly, we don't like to see
ribs. That was a very hard
interjection
tackle.
Straight away. While we deflect away from the injury and let's hope the player's okay. Maybe one of the reasons that the boys have stayed back is they're all single. The girls are all single. Did that thought ever cross your mind?
Well, now to be fair, Cueva Guinan gets her own chant, her own specific chant, so.
Does she?
So I'd say, to be fair, a lot of them are here. To be fair, no, there's good camaraderie between the two squads. Like, they go out together, nights out. There is a good rapport between the two squads. And there always has been.
Yeah, the ambulance people are here. I'm amazed they haven't called them in. Is it compulsory to have a doctor here?
It is, yeah. Yeah. He seems still very relaxed. He doesn't seem too fussed.
Some of your fans waving up at you. Let's hope this player is not too seriously injured. I'm not sure who it is. They've had their fair share of injuries tonight.
Yeah, it's been a tough night now for UCD. But to be fair, they fought to the very end, and that's the most commendable thing.
Well, they've conceded one try in the second half, and you've got to commend them for that.
Absolutely. They're a brand new team in the second half.
Where will DCU celebrate tonight?
Jeez, everywhere. Name a place, they'll be there.
No college tomorrow?
I'd say there'll be a few empty lecture halls tomorrow.
And is this, you're coming into a vital time now, you're getting close enough to exam time, aren't you?
Yeah, but not close enough. I'd say they can sacrifice a day of lectures.
I'm a great
maybe
believer,
a day or two.
I'm a great believer if you play sport in college, invariably students that do well in sport do well academically. Is it that you work to make up for the time that you know you have to make up when you give it to sport?
I think it's also like, to do well in your sport, you have to put in the hard yards, you have to put in the work, you know the work that has to go in. So you generally just put in that level of work across the board, you know, academics, social life. That's
wonderful to see that player back on her feet again. She's holding her arm, isn't her right arm, but she looks to be okay. That's a blessing. That's terrific news, isn't
it?
Absolutely. She'll probably be sore in the morning, but she's had a good game too. She's been brave. They've had their share of bad luck with injuries tonight, haven't they?
They absolutely have. It's been a very, very physical game. The hits that have been put in from both sides, you know, injuries are bound to happen.
Do you do much gym work?
They would do now, yeah. I don't know if they still do. They used to be, you get a gym membership.
So out of, and there it is. DCU retain the cup. So a double on the night for DCU. Their men's won earlier. It was much closer against UCC of Cork. They were only won by a point, but the girls have an emphatic victory tonight, and the damage was done.
No doubt about it.
In the first half, wasn't it? 43-7. And they will be celebrating tonight. Commiserations to UCD. Was 7-all in the second half. That's of little consolation because, as I said, the damage was done. Thanks to Nikki Gibson for joining us tonight. Nikki, and the best of luck for the rest of the season. You have a couple of games left.
Yep, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and you have, of course, a couple of good Wexford women there to get to drive you on, so you can't go wrong. So thank you. Thanks to John, our cameraman, who did a great job tonight. We've had a long evening here tonight, but congratulations to DCU. They'll be celebrating. No college tomorrow for most of those. DCU the champions, and UCD lining up to shake their hands. Commiserations to them. Let's hope that their injured players recover and they're not too seriously injured. And well, it was a great venue tonight, Morton Stadium. We're a little bit far from the pitch. Great atmosphere, and well done to everybody. Congratulations to everybody, officials as well. It's been a terrific evening of rugby. Thanks, Nikki, and the best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks very much for having me.
Thanks, Nikki.
Thanks.
Enjoy that.
It was better than I thought. Put that on the CV now. Put it on the CV.
Yeah.
Thanks.
all else fails.
Yeah, exactly. Teaching, this whole teaching thing doesn't work out.
Thanks.
Thanks very much. Lovely to meet you as well.
Take care. There's no point getting anybody up, John. Aye. Out the gap, yeah. Mind yourself there.
Appreciate that. Left there.
Aye.
You might as well get out the gap. You might as well get out the gap.
Yeah. Out the gap. And not the gap and not low either. John, can I help you?
Go on, you're grand, Liam. Go on. Go on.
Sure.
Yeah, positive.
You doing the Leinster? What you call him saying? Are you doing the Leinster rugby, some Leinster rugby games?
All Leinster and Ireview.
Yeah.
Leinster A. Towns Cup.
You're doing Towns Cup, yeah. No, they're asking me about the Leinster one they're doing.
Who won?
Boys were asking me. They said you were doing it.
I do all the Leinster. I only just stream. I don't have anything to do with
Yeah.
Leinster A.
Yeah.
I do all everything beneath Leinster senior team. I do.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm off, fuck.
Alright. 20. You on the morning?
I'm there in the morning.
What time, John?
7 o'clock.
Huh?
7 o'clock.
You like Peter, you start early and finish early.
I go every day 4 o'clock.
Sure, that's what I do. He does the same, he goes early in the morning.
I turn in the morning.
Sure, once you get sick, so don't try me.
I don't care anything.
Why would you?
34 a year now. Liam, good luck.
I'll see you soon, John.
See you, Joe.
Yeah, thanks
Sure,
very
I'll be
much.
down in Wexford Park anyway.
What?
I'll be down in Wexford Park anyway.
Sure, I'll see you.
I'll be down in Wexford Park a bit doing. I need games, big games.
Oh, you'll be doing it for them, yeah?
Replays. Good luck.
There might be a weekend in some of them, I
Yeah.
don't know. Thanks, John.
Good luck. Everything all right tonight? Did she? Why? Is she happy enough for Molly? Is she happy enough for her? What about Callum? Is he all right? Yeah, well, sure. The auto, I normally have an auto. Yeah. Here, I'll ring you. I'll ring you in about 20 minutes.